Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. It feels like forever when I've put a podcast down, but I've actually batched them, so it feels like a long time, but it really isn't. So I hope you're doing really, really well, and I hope things are going awesomely in 2023 so far. We're kind of a month and a bit in, and so far so good. It's been a decent year. But what do we do about the rest of the year? How do we make 2023, despite all the doom and gloom, the best year ever? So that's what I want to talk about today. It feels like a little bit late. It's not late. It's about the time when our goals, our New Year's resolutions start to wane, and we start to give ourselves that kind of opt out from taking action, from continuing with a plan. The shininess of the new Dean or the new you has started to fade. So I thought I'd come back and go, guys, we're in control of our year. This is our year to own, and we can either thrive, survive, or repeat. And it is a tough environment, and we might have to work that little bit harder or that little bit smarter to achieve the same or a better result. And I've been doing this myself. I've been looking through, what am I doing? What do I need to stop doing? And what do I need to do that will actually move the needle in my business? What will give me the biggest gain and give me more time and freedom back? Because I am a bit of a workaholic, and I'm sure you guys are workaholics as well. And that's what we want, really. What we want is to actually decouple our time from return a little bit or a lot. So if you're a salesperson watching this, you want to get the maximum amount of deals over the line with the least amount of effort. Fair? Oh, fair. We don't want to work harder for deals if we can get them easier. And likewise, me as business owner, I'm looking at how do I get more of my time, enjoy more of my time, and enjoy more of the stuff I like doing in my business and get out of some of the things I hate doing. So that's what we're going to look at today. And what I wanted to do is share with you some of the things I'm doing with my LinkedIn, with my email list to really change things. So I thought I'd explain what I'm doing, because some of you listening to this could actually leverage this for yourself, and it would help you make your business run and your new client acquisition run a little easier. So here's what I'm doing. I've shifted a lot of what I'm doing so that my social media is my front of house. It's building brand, it's building trust, it's getting people to know me, it's my relationship space. But my sales space is in my back-end content. So it's in my email list, it's in my website, it's a little bit on social media, but I'm putting all of my power into a list. And you might think that's a bit old-fashioned, but we've seen, haven't we, over the last few years, how algorithms, settings, and all of this can change. So what I'm doing is I'm using the influence I have to build a list. And with that list, I'm converting that list into paying customers. Now, that sounds like a very old-fashioned model, and it is, but it's algorithm proof. And over the last 18 months, pretty much we've been doing it since the pandemic, but we got really savvy at it in the last 6 months. We've been growing our list by 2,000 to 3,000 people every month. It's actually just stepped up a little bit more this month, and we've gone up to about 5,000 a month. New people coming into our list. So we can add a ton of value to those people. We can keep them in touch with us. We don't have to hammer them with sales pitches every day. There's a guy I sign up because I sign up to everything. So my inbox is a mess, and I sign up because you can learn from everything. So I love getting cold pitches in my emails because I can learn and go, that's interesting. And some of them become my customers because I go back to them and show them if they did this or they did that, we could change things. So I love to learn, but there's this one guy in your face He's an American guy. He's in the wealth world, property tycoon world, and every email is like bang, 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 bang. Now, I want to make money, but I don't want to annoy people that much. I mean, to a degree, email is a little annoying. But if people are signing up to receive stuff, fine. But he said something the other day. I'm not mentioning his name. I might get sued. He said, here's the best thing to do. Email your list every day, and whoever's interested in it, whoever's left after 30 days, is either going to become a customer or they're dead. And I was like, whoa, really? That's brutal. And I suppose to some degree, he's right. But I'm not doing it like that. So what I do is 1 email per week where I give away a ton of value. I do 1 email a week where I offer people a call with our team. And I do 1 email a week promoting one of our mini courses. And I think that's a good balance. I could do a bit more and I could do a bit less. The sweet spot is 3 to 4 times a week these days. Sounds a lot, but not every email gets read, of course. Not every email gets delivered. Not every email gets into the inbox. Sometimes it's in the promotion tabs. So it sounds a lot, but it's not. So I'm building all of this credibility on LinkedIn. I'm getting inbound leads and inbound inquiries too. I'm filling this list with people who want value, and then I'm using that to actually build my business. I'm not really hunting for business as aggressively as others on LinkedIn itself, which gives me the advantage. I can give a ton of value away, build a ton of trust. Of course, sometimes I need to promote stuff, but it's a model that I nicknamed about 2 years ago, the crowd to client. And the reality is LinkedIn's awesome, but I use LinkedIn to build my list, build my personal brand, build my list, build my authority. I got my TEDx gig because of what I do on LinkedIn. I got my speaking gigs around the world from LinkedIn. And I got my publishing deal because of what I did on LinkedIn. But actually, most of my revenue is now coming out of the list of the people I've engaged through social media. And the great thing is, of course, some people will unsubscribe. That's the nature of the beast. But I'm trying to add a ton of value, giving stuff away as much as I can, whilst also balancing my need to make money like everybody else. And I called it the crowd to client engine because it's a system that means you engage people, they're interested, you continue to give, but you're showing people how they return, but you're able to stay in their world unfiltered, unfettered by an algorithm. So if suddenly LinkedIn decides to fall out with me, LinkedIn doesn't like me anymore, I've got a list. Now, you might say, oh, that's all right for you, Dean. You're growing your list at 5,000 a month or 4,000 a month. I'm a solopreneur. Here's the great thing. The very thing that you do on LinkedIn, so I do webinars, I do content, I just expand my content to add more value in the email list. So I'm not creating tons and tons and tons of new stuff. I'm actually expanding on or breaking up content I've already got. So my webinars become my TikTok video snippets. My webinars become posts, so I break things down into posts. My podcast, as I'm doing it right now, I'm filming it for video, so some of these will be snippets for social media. So everything I'm doing is actually coming from 2 or 3 sources. And so is it the best way of doing it? Probably not. The best way to do it is to actually use my media team and get them to film me everything I do and cut it all up and everything will be perfect and sit down for 3 hours and do all of that stuff. The problem is that's incredibly expensive, and I try to do what I tell everybody else to do. So I'm recording this on my own right now. I make my own graphics for my podcast. I write my own posts. Why do I do this? Because if I can do it on my own, you can do it on your own. So the crowd to client engine is just about going, okay, let's get highly engaged people who resonate with our message into a list, opt in, From there, add tons of value, but make offers. Because we're not charities. You're not a charity. You're not here to do this for the good of your health. You need to make a living. And if you're selling your services, you need to make a good living. You didn't do this just to earn £10 an hour. And so building a system behind you is really important. And I feel like we've really nailed that system. Is there more to do? Of course there is. But I feel like we've really nailed that system. So I'm hosting, between now and the end of the year, I've got 50 speaking gigs to do. I've got my podcast to do. I've got my newsletter to run. I've got all of this stuff, but it's all coming from the same source, which means I have a very streamlined workflow. But I'm adding tons of value. So think about it that the front of house, the first part of the engine is actually LinkedIn. The second part of the engine is the email list. And the conversion happens on email. It doesn't happen on LinkedIn, with the exception of inbound leads I get, because I get quite a few of them. So it suddenly changes the nature of my objective on LinkedIn. If your job is just to get people to sign up for your newsletter, sign up for your webinar, download your lead magnet, if that's your primary objective on LinkedIn, suddenly it gets a ton easier, way easier. So my priority, what I've got to do, is attract people who resonate with particular messages that tell me I can add value into their world. So I do my webinars, my lead magnets, my content, promote my newsletter, my podcast, all around the same topics, the same pain points. And the stress is off me. The pressure is off, because now the metric that equals success is not how many people have I DM'd on LinkedIn. I do DM people on LinkedIn, but not that aggressively. I don't need to. It's how many people I get into my list. And if I get how many people in my list, I do my nurture, make my offers, I get calls and inquiries, and I get people buying my mini course or mini courses. And that's the engine. That's the engine. It's algorithm proof. And if you're listening to me now going, Dean, that's great for you, you can set this up with LinkedIn and MailChimp. LinkedIn and MailChimp, and you're up. And then you say, well, Dean, I can't grow a list that fast. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you are sold out to make this model happen, you can start building a list of 200, 250 people per month easily. And you'll pull out 3 to 5 clients every month, subject to what you're selling. You know, if you're selling £1 million thing, you're not going to get 3 to 5 clients because the churn cycle's there. But if you're selling something in the 1 to 10K range, you can do that really comfortably. So yes, I teach the social selling piece to sales teams. I teach the social selling piece to solopreneurs. But actually, the big game, the big long game that keeps me fed and watered for the next year, 2 years, 5 years, I can't say beyond that because the world's changing, is actually the email list that I've built from social media. People coming in because they value what I've got to say, value what I've got to share. And so I just love bomb them with value and make offers. That's it. And this system's working for me. And I'm teaching it now in the accelerator to people. It's a bit of a mind shift for people because it is a slower burn. There's no denying it. It's a slower burn than just going on LinkedIn and, hammering out DMs. But what's happening is once that list starts to gain some momentum and some scale, actually getting 3 to 5 clients out of a opt-in warm list of, say, 200 a month is actually very good. It's very straightforward and easy as long as your content is dialed in to the pain points and, of course, dialed in to the topics that help your customers see why, or prospects see why they need you. Because obviously, if you talk about any old thing, your list will fill up with any old person. What we want to do is make sure our list fills up with people who resonate with either the topic or the pain points that we solve. Because you can't sell to somebody who doesn't have a pain, and you can't fix something for somebody who doesn't have a need for a solution. So we don't want to just fill our list with any old person. We want people who resonate with certain topics, resonate with certain challenges, certain outcomes they want to pursue. Fill up our list, and crude way of saying it, fish out of the list. So that's what I'm doing. Trying to be smarter in that process is what I'm doing now. So I'm building a lot of kind of follow-ups that are automated to help people find the right things and all that stuff. It's not perfect yet. But the simplest thing is bolt MailChimp and LinkedIn together. Do that thing, add tons of value, make clear offers, and you're good to go. And of course, shameless plug, by the way, if you want to work with me to build it, you should absolutely check out my accelerator program. You join it, meet other business owners doing the same thing, and actually get weekly coaching with me and the group, share your ideas. But I would encourage you, if you're feeling like that New Year's resolution is starting to wane, hopefully this is the kick up the butt. Excuse the brevity. This is the kick up the butt to say, you've got 10 more months to absolutely nail this. And I'm hoping for you that you come to the end of December and go, that is the best year I've ever had, despite all of the crap the news was saying, despite all of the dire predictions, despite all my fears. I doubled down in February and absolutely smashed it. That's my hope for you, and hopefully I've given you some encouragement. I hopefully give you that challenge to go, I'm not going to let this New Year's resolution for my business slip. I'm going to double down on it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm really getting smarter so that I enjoy the journey more, not just work harder, but enjoy the journey by working smarter. So you have an awesome week ahead. I will be back with another update next week. I've put in the newsletter, if you've seen it today, I've put the Content Lab. It's worth having a check of that just to help you document your ideas so you can basically scale it out. I'm going to be putting in a content repurposing module in the next couple of weeks. So if you buy it, it'll be in there, and it will allow you to then think about how can I make content that can scale out. So I'm making one thing that becomes two things, that becomes three things. Anyway, awesome. I'm shutting up now. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you next week.